Alright, so this is lesson 12-7, circles and equations. So a center of a circle is the point which is equal distance from all points on the circle, and a radius is the length of the line from the center of the circle to any point on the circle. So below you'll see the equation for a circle, which is parentheses x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where the h and the k represent the point that's the center of the circle, and r representing the radius. So problem 1, identify the center of the circle and the radius. So keep in mind the original equation for the circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So when we look at the center, the 5 is our h because we have the minus sign in the original equation and then the minus sign in the equation that we're given. So we're going to have 5. Now you'll notice in the original equation of a circle, it's y minus k. We don't have a minus sign, we have a positive sign. So in reality, this equation is y minus a negative 6, making the negative 6 be the k. So one way to kind of help you remember how to pull the center out of the equation is it's basically the opposite of the sign that you see in the equation. If it's a minus 5, then for the center you have a positive 5. If it's a plus 6, then it's really a negative 6. When it comes to the radius, it's r squared, so this 16 is a number that's being squared that gives us 16. So a quick way to deal with that is just square root the number. So the square root of 16 is 4 because 4 squared equals 16. So our radius is 4. So if we look at part B, we have x minus 12 over 7 squared plus y squared equals 100. So once again, just following the equation of a circle, that our h is going to be 12 over 7. Since in the equation it's x minus 12 over 7, it's just going to be positive 12 over 7. Now for the y, you'll see y squared, and there's no parentheses, nothing going on there. So in reality, the y is 0. And anytime you just see y squared in the equation of a circle, it's a 0. If you see x squared, then it's a 0. So it doesn't really matter whether it's on the y or the x. If it's just a y squared or an x squared, it is 0. Once again, radius. We take a look at the 100. We square root the 100. We get 10 because 10 squared is 100. So if we square root the 100, we get a 10. So the radius is 10. And then question C, same idea. We have x plus 5 over 2. So since that's a plus, we're going to go ahead and have a minus 5 over 2. And if we have, this should be a y minus 1 squared, then that's just going to be a positive 1. So our center is negative 5 over 2, comma 1. So our radius, once again, we go ahead and we can just square root 25 and we get 5. And so we have our radius. All right, problem 2 says identify the center, the radius, and the diameter. So to identify the center, we are looking for that point in the center of the circle, which is located here. And the x coordinate is 0. The y coordinate is 1, 2. So now that we have the center labeled, they want us to find the radius. So the radius is from the center to the edge of the circle. And so that is a distance of 1, 2, 3, 4. So our radius is 4. Diameter is just the length from one side of the circle going through the center to the other side of the circle. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another 4. So 4 plus 4 is 8. Okay, problem 3. It's asking us to find the center, the radius, and the diameter. So to find the center, we just look at the center of the circle, which is going to be located right here at point A. which is at the coordinate 0, 0. Radius is from the center to the edge of the circle, which is 1 unit. And then the diameter is always just double the radius. So 1 unit, 2 units, and you have your diameter.